Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I'm just working on some stuff for a new altered book. So this is the book I'm going to alter, and I already tore pages out, so I did the whole, I kept these front like 4 or 5. It just kind of depends on, I liked some of these plain ones, so I kept them even if they weren't in the totally right count. And then I tore out 8, you can do 6 or 8, and then I kept 2, tore out 6 or 8, kept 2, that whole thing, so that you can do the pages. And we talked about it last time, but in case somebody didn't see that video or whatever, that's how I do it, and I got the idea from Crafty Irina. So anyway, I liked this gold color because I'm going to use my Dioro kit of paper and my old paper kit. And so what I was going to do today, I tea stained some paper, and I want to show you guys because I didn't ever totally know the difference. You know, people say they coffee stain, they tea stain, you know, all that. And so I mostly have been coffee staining. And I did play around a little bit with coffee and tea, but I've never just done tea. And so you can see there's a big difference. This is coffee, this is tea. So coffee, I mean, it makes sense, right? And these I did bake in the oven, so they are going to come out darker, and they're going to have those darker edges. But these ones weren't in the oven, and they have the darker edge too. It's just more of a golden color than the coffee stain, which it's hard to tell on camera, but it lends itself a little bit more to a gray, I think, or, you know, it's just a different, it's not as golden. Anyways, so if you haven't ever tea stained or coffee stained, then there you go. I am liking this tea color for this book because I kind of want to stick in that golden area. So I'm kind of doing some stuff that Rachel has been doing lately. I've been watching all her 100 days, and she's just been making some really cool things. And I may not have done them the exact same size or whatever, but it just, you know, sometimes it just is the inspiration that you need to do something. So I took this roll of you know, like wrap that you can get either for packing or like painting. I think I got this at Lowe's. And so I just folded it in half, so it's 2 sheets glued together is what makes the base of this. And then I took those 2 sheets and I folded it up like this to get the pocket. And this particular one, if you do want to know measurements, is 6 inches by 3.5. So 6 inches by 3.5. Oh, and the pocket itself is folded up at about 2 3/4. So yeah, so that's what that is. And then these are just little tags, and they are 2 inches wide. I know that because that's what fits in that Stampin' Up! Punch that does those at the top, that design at the top. Sorry, I can't get a hold of it here. It's close to 5 inches long, so 3 by 5 basically. And I just decorated those up. I forgot to sew that one. I just realized that. I will be doing that, stitching around there. I did this one. Don't know why I didn't do that one. But anyway, so I just decorated it up, and that will probably go in the front of the book. I haven't totally decided yet. That's really all I've made. So, and then I saw her doing these big, huge tags lately. You've probably seen it too. And she puts them together, stitches them together with fabric, and then they open and close like a book. Well, I'm doing basically the same thing, except mine are going to open and close this direction instead. So I'll put the fabric up at the top, because what I was thinking is these books, when you take the 2 pages and you glue them together, if you want to, you can like glue just the edges. And I talked about this last time too, but again, if anybody's new, I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody confused. You can leave a pocket at the top, or you can do this side and leave a pocket on the side. And I did that with my last altered book, but I was thinking it would be kind of fun to do these up and down, and then you could slide, like say this is a pocket, slide this side into the pocket like this, and then you would have a flip going this way, right? But then you could also slide the whole thing out again. So that was my plan. So that's what I'm doing. And that's just a dollar store book, again, that I found. And it's this one. And I haven't really looked totally for bad words, but there could be. So I apologize if you see something and I don't. I'm trying to, I'll be covering pretty much all of it, so. I don't think this one was as bad as that last one I had. I don't know why that one was so bad, but anyways. So I'm using my yyou, and that's this one with the kind of golden tones and everything. And I just printed it out on regular printer paper, and this is my old paper digi kit. So I've had questions lately, and I'm sorry I didn't explain this very well because a lot of people are new and they don't know. But you can get, when I talk about my kits, you can get them on Etsy. The printer tried to eat these too, so that's why they're messed up at the top, but we can still use the bottom. You can get them on Etsy. And my Etsy shop is Crafty Cat USA, and I always, in the description box below, right below this video, there's like a little arrow. You can click on that and it brings down a box and it tells you, you know, whatever I might want to comment on, or any creator wants to comment on about their video. So I usually leave a link there to my Etsy if you're trying to get to it. And then it's a digital kit, so you won't get, you know, this actual paper coming to you. You just print it out on your printer. So this time I printed it out on regular printer paper because I didn't want it to get too thick, because there's two of these, one sliding into a pocket, and you know, it's inside the journal, so I just don't want it to get really thick. It's already two pieces of the book page glued together, and then I just made them into tags. So basically what I did, I'll give you the size of these, but you can do yours any size you want. If you're doing an altar book, it's going to depend on the size of your altered book pages. So this is 5 inches wide and pretty close to 8, like 7 3/4 inches long. So basically all I did was cut, I mean, you can see I pretty much just cut off the white and a little bit from the bottom. I just kind of held it onto my book page to go, okay, yeah, that's definitely going to fit, because once you glue edges together and stuff, you always have to remember that it's going to make your space smaller. So that's just something to think about if you're using an altered book. Alright, so now that I think I'll have all my spiels over, but if you have questions about the digis or whatever, just let me know. Yeah, I think I'm done. Just didn't want to leave anybody in the dark. So I think I like this one, and somehow I ended up with 2 printed out, and my printer's being kind of crazy, so anyway. So I thought we could just decorate these up and see where we get to. I thought it might be fun on this top one. I think this is going to be the top one, to use one of those pockets. What do they do with it? See, I start moving paper around and then I can't find anything. These ones. Grab my glasses. So yeah, I thought it might be kind of fun. I wanted to see if one of these will fit. I'll have to trim off a little bit, but it's no big deal. So I think I want to do this one with the pear on it, because that's going to change what I put on the front. And I think one pocket won't be too bad on there. So yeah, this digital kit comes with, you know, these pockets and stuff. I always think everybody knows what you're talking about, you know, but I remember I was once new at all this too, and sometimes I didn't know what everybody was talking about, so I apologize for that. It's easy to get in that mode of like everybody knows what's going on. And when I talk about Rachel, it's Rachel at Roxy Creations. If you don't watch her, she's definitely worth checking out. She does some really interesting, cool things. And she's doing a 100-day challenge right now where she has been basically collaging something for her journals for 100 days. You know, every day she comes on and does a video. So I don't know how she keeps going, but she does. She keeps coming up with new stuff. So it's been great inspiration, because it just gives you, you know, great ideas to, like, even if you change them and don't do them exactly that way, it's just fun to see something different, because you kind of get in a rut sometimes and you can't think of what to do that's different. So, you know, you get bored doing the same pockets and everything all the time for your journals. So I think I'm going to do a different one for the front, just because there's no point in having those eggplant down at the bottom and then just covering them up. That's kind of silly. So maybe this one, this, or I wonder if it'd be better to do a different, let's see. Yeah, I kind of like that one. Or is it too many bees? Too many bees? This is the one I was looking for, and of course it's the one that got all munched. But this side would look kind of cool. So maybe I'll do that, and I will be stitching around these so that, I don't know what I was going to say, but anyway, just for a little more interest. So even if I cut these sides off, you're not going to lose a whole lot on that. So I'm just going to tear this. And I kind of want some of this, so I'm going to move it this way a little more. So it's kind of going to be the middle, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that's what I want to use. So it's okay because I'll use it for something. There's always other spots. So yeah, I really love big fat tags, which if you watched me do my last altered book, you know, because I did some big fat tags in that one too. And just big tags. They're just fun because I think they're more useful. You can, you know, write on the whole back of it. So that's what I like about them. And I save all those pieces because I end up using them somewhere. So welcome to any new subscribers. You guys are awesome. I reached the 2,000 mark yesterday and I was very excited. I just didn't have time to come on and say thank you. So thank you all very much. I love my subscribers. You guys are amazing, so supportive and kind and just, I don't know, amazing people that I have met doing this. So thank you for that. It's just very exciting. I never thought I would even get to 1,000 or any, you know, anything like that. I'm going to take off a little bit more, much less 2,000. It's mind-boggling, really. All right, so I'm going to take off those corners, and this is a little bit tricky to do. Just want a little bit. You just have to make sure you hold down some pressure. And I don't have to be totally perfect because obviously we're tearing and inking and the whole idea is not to be perfect. So that one really wasn't. That's more of a, look at the direction. I should have tried to be a little more perfect than that. Let's see if I can remedy that at all. I don't know that I can, but I will try. Oh, well, you know, when you try to fix things, sometimes you just leave it alone. So I just messed that up. But we can do something else up there. So you know what, I'm just going to tear it off. It's fine, because I can, you know, I'm not done collaging, so. I always tear the wrong way or something and end up messing it up. Those are the breaks though, right? And this paper again is pretty thin because it's the just copy paper. Use this to be easier and not so annoyingly noisy. And I did try to do, you know, the inking around the tags, but just this little bit because I know people don't love to watch that. I get it, it's boring. Boring. Okay, I need to glue this. Ah, wow, I'm doing great today. So I hope everybody had a nice weekend. It's very nice here. It was my son's birthday, so we had a lot of fun. Took him to one of those like escape room type things where they did the VR headsets and they have to solve the puzzles and everything to get out. And this time they had to chop off Medusa's head, so it was really cool though. They had a good time. And I didn't go in on that because it's only for 4 people, and he had himself and 3 friends, so. But they had loads of fun chopping off Medusa's head. And they did it, so that's kind of fun. They solved it, because that doesn't always happen. I've done a couple of those, and one was with my husband's work, and another one was just for the fun of it. we were not so good. Okay, let me see. I'm getting some other paper. I need some little scrappy things because I want to put them at the top there where I messed up. I had everything cleaned up, but I've already got it destroyed again, so, you know, that's what I do. I mean, the fabric is going to come up over the top, so it's not like a huge issue. I just was thinking it'd be fun to put something up there. Got this. I could also use some, this might be kind of fun though, Chambers. That was my mother's maiden name. Crazy. I don't like the way this is old, so it just tears wherever you want it to. Something like that might be fun, and then I'll do other stuff too. So, and we're just gonna kind of take this corner off so that it'll sit right about like so. So see, it can be fixed. That's the awesome part about junk journaling, I have to say, because you can usually fix your mistakes somehow. Because we all make them. I mean, it's impossible to do all these completely perfect 100% of the time. It just is. I mean, we're human beings, so. And that's kind of the beauty of it, really, is the imperfection and the kind of haphazard way of, you know, putting it together so that it looks like it's been around for a while and lots of hands have touched it and all those kind of things. I think, anyway, that's my interpretation of it. Just a lot of fun. I kind of just like this here too. I love old paper, like just that really old falling apart. I just think it's neat. This is from the 20s, that piece. I'm not sure when that, I don't remember when that, Denise gave me that. I haven't heard from Denise, so I hope she's doing okay. I mean, I know she's not doing okay, but that's just rough. I don't know exactly what I want to do on there yet, so I don't want to fumble around forever. I'm going to go to this other side and do some other paper. Sorry, I'm dropping all my little scraps on the floor. So I think on the back sides of these, I want to stick maybe with the old paper, and you can kind of see the book page through it, so that's kind of cool. And the reason for that is that this journaling is what I'm thinking on the backs, or you know, the inside and the backs and all that. Kind of just really want that front to be decorated the most. I mean, you know, I'll be decorating, but I'm going to pull it over just a little so I remember to have an edge over on the other side too, because I have a tendency to rip it way too small. When I get doing this. So yeah, I hope she's doing all right. That's not fun. Been there, done that. Don't ever want to. I just feel bad. I don't have any more parents, so I won't have to go through that part. I have Sean's mom, so that will be horrible. But it is just awful losing your parents. It just really is. And everybody's got to do it. It's just no fun. Highly depressing. And like I said, I will be stitching around these, so because you can see like this little edge is loose, but I'm going to stitch around it. I am going to ink around this real quick. don't like that edge being not done. But if you like to do it the way Rachel does, then just absolutely leave it uninked. I wish I could get in that mode, but for some reason I can't. I forgot to do that top, so I'm just going to use my scissors because I don't want to make this any shorter than it already is. So this is a good way if you're too close to an edge or something, see, you can kind of rip it a little and make it look not so perfectly straight. I mean, those corners are going to come off, but I just didn't want it any shorter because it was already a little bit short. Sorry, I had the itchy nose again. Allergies. I was out. This morning I got up and, well, last night I actually trimmed my grapevines, but I got up this morning and there were still some that were, I don't know, going in weird directions and stuff, so I trimmed those up and trimmed up my trumpet vine and helped my son mow the lawn, and whoosh, that gets me sneezing. I'm itching. So yeah, I just wanted to, I thought I had so much fun doing the last altered book that I really wanted to do another one. It was lots of fun. Kind of like it better than regular journals for some reason. Well, at least right now, I'm sure I'll be back to doing that. I like to change different things, try different ones. I haven't done an altered book since a very long time ago. They are so fun. I just feel like you get to spend more time decorating than with other journals, and I'm not sure why I feel like that, but maybe it's all the preparation of the pages. I know I gotta glue all these together, but for some reason I just feel like I don't know, get to decorate more or something, which is my favorite part. I'm not super crazy about like just putting the paper together and all that. I like doing other stuff. Just grabbing some of my envelopes of things. Sorry, bring it over here so you guys can at least see what in the world I'm doing. Not that I really know what in the world I'm doing, but there we go. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want to bring all this out because it makes a mess, but I need it, so. Let's see, do I have any of the fruit left? I have a pear, but I was going to put a pear right here, so maybe I won't be using the pear. I need to trim that down before I forget. We're just going to take a little bit off of each side, and I think it'll fit fine because it's really close to being that size. Not bad at all. I really like the way that tag came out because of this old design. It's so cool. It was out of a like 1800s garden orchard catalog thing that I found on Biodiversity Heritage Library, and just the color, it's just with the black, even though it's just black and white, they just did an amazing job on that. So I really like that. These do take a minute, I will say, because we're not even done with one whole side yet. I won't sew, I'll stitch afterwards. plus I want that glue to dry. Yeah, so I think that'll be fun to have on there, right on the front, so then when you flip it up, you'll have a writing spot. And I know it's upside down, but if you take the whole tag out, I think it's fine. You could, though, if you wanted to, turn this paper around so that the top's here, so when you flip it up, the top is up at the top, but I like it like that, so that's what I'm going to do. Instead of here, I think maybe a label or a doily or something might be kind of fun. Doily. Label's cool too. Many traces, right? Kind of like that because it kind of goes with the other. Let's see what else. I have all the, these aren't just Rachel's, I have different ones in here. That's kind of cool too. I kind of like it covering the bottom of that for some reason. Oh yeah, I think I like that one. That one. That's interesting. Nope, it's that one. That's the one. Kind of have a doily look back at the back because of the tatting squares that are back there. This is a little bit more golden kind of a color also, so I think that's why I like it too. Finally got more glue. I'm very happy. Hey Theron, will you go get the door? And then we're just gonna cut one of these out real quick. You could make a different one though. Like a tag all your own, and I think I will back it with something, but I'm not going to worry about that right this minute. Thank you. So this tag is in the kit. Obviously it matches. So what are you guys working on? I like to hear what everybody's working on. I was so excited because last time I did an altar book, a lot of people were doing altar books or said that they wanted to try an altar book or whatever, and I would love to see some pictures if anybody, you know, has any. So there's that and that. And we could, you know, we could put a little something down here too if we wanted to. Like, let's do one of these little birdies just because they're cute. Put it over on this side. I'm not even sure. It almost looks like a little bit like a killdeer, but it's not a killdeer. I'm not sure. I think these were British birds, something like that. Biodiversity. It's a great website. My goodness, you can find all kinds of things on there. You just have to take the time to sit and search for them. Is the only thing. Okay, so we have a little birdie on there. So I think that's good, and the tag's in there. And let's see if I can find my other tag now that I've buried everything. What do I do with it? There it is. Alright, so this one will go here. And like that, I guess the front, it doesn't really matter, it's all going to get covered up. So this is the old paper again. And I'm thinking really and truly I don't want to do tons on the inside just because it's going to be slipping in and out of the tag, or the pocket for one thing. And another thing is, you know, it's a good writing spot. Because these altered books especially don't have tons of writing spots, so. I like that leaf there. Need to make it bigger though, remember that. And we're just using my grid. And I just want to take a tiny bit so I don't ruin my leaf. These are really fun. I had a lot of fun making that little pocket. Those are good too. I'm going to take a little bit more off of that. Let's see. That's the music side, even though I really like that. That's one thing with using these, and I have mentioned it before, is that, or anybody's collage paper, that it really takes out some of the deciding and work because, you know, it's already done. Already done for you. See how much. Oh, I did do that top already. So I just need to take a little bit more off the bottom. But I still had the top to do. And this, sorry, that's my computer thing. Alright, so I think that will work. Just ink that a little. Horrible about moving things, I just put everything on top of each other. I know I've said it before, but I love this glass plate thing. It's the greatest. I need a new one of these again. I feel like that's all I do is change that. I need to try those makeup brushes and see if they're any better. I did get a, which does work very well, like one of these little blush brush things if you just want to do like a little bit all over, because then you don't get the weird, like it, mainly if it's white, something white, it works really well. I got that idea from Tracy Fox. She does that, and I've seen other people do it. I think Gal Agustinelli too, or I don't know who, but anyway, it's a great idea. Whoever came up with it, it's great. And I got the glass idea from Allie at Cockney Crafters. She's the only one I've seen doing that. That's another great idea, because it just saves your mat, and I don't have to use a bunch of other, you know, stuff. Use a bunch of paper up or whatever it is that you're gluing on. Got some glue on there. Only problem, and I'll trim it because I see I'm hanging over. Didn't measure very well. And this does have a wrinkled design in it, so. Oh. And I keep having subbies telling me to use the baby wipes, which I know they work awesome, it just scares me on the digitals, because sometimes the color either comes off or it goes into another color or whatever, so it scares me to use those. But my fingers are getting sticky and that was all messed up, so let's see if that helps. Alright, to the other side while that dries. Oh, man. Sorry about that. Alright, what should we use for the other side? Our garbage truck loudly mowing around. I gotta use this B because you can still write on this, so that's good. Okay. Crowd myself every time. I think I use the same pages a lot because they're my favorite ones. Actually, no, I wanted to use that one with that green color. I keep forgetting to use it because I get sidetracked. I'm going to use that for something else because I really wanted to use this one. Because I could make this the back of that one. Yeah. I'm going to come to like here. Actually, yeah, right here's probably good. I just love this green. It's a pretty color. I have a trash can right down by me if you're wondering why I keep throwing that off the side. Rip that very straight. That's better. And I have to take more off the bottom, I think. I always end up losing that 1884 right there. That's when that magazine was from. Okay, I think that'll work. I just have to tear the sides. Or corners, whatever they're called. I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I need to do. Sorry, that was a brain moment. Got wise finally after, you know, doing almost the entire thing. See if I can get it on there straight. Okay, just ink it a little bit. And I won't hardly have to do anything to that one. This was a really fun kit to make, all the colors and everything, which is really, even though everything doesn't go together because there's like orchard stuff and eggplants, I don't know, just all different things. It was just really about the colors. I really liked them. See, I did that circle on there. It irritates me. Did it again. See what we can put there to cover those. Why I do that. I know that thing's a circle and still I plunk it down and it's too hard. Thought I had it straight, but didn't. Talk about sticky. The thing is, the paper's not straight at the bottom, so when I try to make it straight from the bottom, it doesn't work. Oops. Did I end up hanging it over? No, I did right there. Because I want to cover those up. We could, what could we do? I don't really want to use any of that. Need some bigger birds. I like those. Those are my always, I always like those. That little bird's funny. Kind of like that one. And that one's huge. It does have, yeah, it's too huge, I think. Go with that bird. Looks like he's after something up there. And we can put some fabric or something behind him. Sorry, got all kinds of stuff here. Probably have to be a bigger piece than that. Let's see. All I seem to have is like strips of stuff. Use my poor hanky that's like down to the end. The lace might be kind of cool. So sad. This is like my favorite. Can you tell? Oopsie. Rip the lace now. Because I liked the lace and the hanky on that one. It was cool. Like that. I don't know what's on there, burlap. Yep, I like that. And you can still like write and stuff over there. Don't want anything out of there. Out of doily. Just a little piece of this is kind of cool. Like that. I think I like that. I'm not even going to look further. Just going to glue it on and cut the side off. And I feel like you can still write. I don't feel like I've taken that away. The backs are definitely good for writing on these ones. So if you have not checked out Rachel at Roxy Creations, you should, because she's been just doing cool stuff. So see, this is what this is good for. It just takes down that white a little bit, just so it's not so white. Alright, for this, I'm going to use glue stick and then some wet glue as well. And I'm putting wet glue on him instead of glue stick because of the lace. I don't want it to end up falling off because of the lace. I'm not putting glue all over this because I don't need to. I'm gonna just put it on here and cut part of it off. So sticking everywhere. See, that came off, but there's like a weird different color there, so that's why I usually don't do that. I'm just going to do this because I don't want that to be such a square edge. Since everything else is kind of janky. Alright. So we can have it like this. It flips up. You can write on this side. This flips up. You can write, and you can write on this one too. I just am saying it's not overly done, and then I will stitch this on, but I'm not going to make you guys wait for that. I'll come back and show you in a minute, but it will be like that. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. I finished up the tag, stitched the old paper on the back, and just added that little leaf sprig thing. And then up here at the top, you can see I stitched the kind of cream colored fabric, but then I added a bunch of those just pieces of fabric just to kind of stick out the top of the book. So kind of the same idea as I did last time. With the tags, they were just single tags. So imagine that this is a pocket. This back portion would slip into the pocket, and then it's gonna, you know, hang out like that. Or, you know, you could even put it over a page like that, and it would work great, and it'll have raggedy stuff sticking out the top. So that's the whole thing all stitched together. And one thing I did learn is I would have, had I known, see, because it's a little bit wonky, stitched the back on first and then added the done the front with the other fabrics, because it is difficult to stitch the back on with that other fabric there, so you're trying not to hit it, so it's a little not straight. I mean, the piece of fabric wasn't straight, but like this second stitch I added, I was trying to miss a piece of lace. So yeah, just think of that when you're doing it, and make sure you might want to just do a little bit of glue to hold down that fabric first, so that, you know, you can get the right amount of room in there. So those are just two things to think of, which I should have thought about, but anyway. So that will go in there, and then it'll go into the book. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.